Hi team, hope you're all doing well. Wanted to mention this because this one is now gone. Warzone Nephilim Grand Tournament is now a thing of the past, and from pre-order from today we have Warzone Nephilim Grand Tournament, and then in 6 months time another Grand Tournament one and another Grand Tournament one. This means the missions in here are kaput if you're going away to a tournament. And these ones are the new missions if you're going away to the tournament. In the back of this book as well, they do have all the rules and things which they left out of this book. And with this book also came a points book, which he quickly went away to grab. This is the points book. So no points with the new one, no points upgrades with the new book, but lots of liching all over the place, but all the main rules from the main rule book. So if you don't have the main rule book, you can grab this one here. The points now they will be releasing for free on warhammercommunity.com. Now this is good for all sorts of reasons. The reason why it's good for all sorts of reasons is this is the Grand Tournament Pack. This is for playing Warzone Nephilim Grand Tournament games. And that means that the CP changes that you may have heard about, you only start off with 6 on a 2,000 point mission, and then you gain CPs every time you play a game. That means that these CP point changes and these mission changes may not affect you because you don't want to play Grand Tournament games. If you don't play the games from this book, then you don't need the points changes. If you wanted to not play the games from this book, then you had to buy it anyway to get your points changes, or one of your friends had to buy it anyway so you could get your points changes for it. You no longer need to buy this to find out what your points changes are. Go to warhammercommunity.com, and also you no longer need to buy this if you're not going into any tournaments. If you are going to play these missions, then as mentioned, there are CP changes. And for these missions, you have to pay CP for relics and warlord traits. You don't get them for free. And there's also changes in this book to the secondaries. For example, here's the Space Marines. And you've got Codex Warfare, Oaths of Moment, and Shock Tactics. And as you can see, Oath of Moment has changed quite considerably. Score a victory point if you kill a character, vehicle, or monster. Get a point if you don't fail a morale or fall back. And get a point if you're wholly within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. So secondaries have changed for Space Marines, for Ultramarines and White Scars. You'll find them all in here. Black Legion, Alpha Legion from the Chaos book, Hive Fleet. All the secondaries may or may not have been tweaked in the chapter approved Warzone Nephilim book. And I like these changes for 2 reasons. One, they're trying to balance the game to make it as competitive as they can for Grand Tournament games, including changing the CPs and the secondaries that you're able to pick. And with further changes to how you score primaries as well, it means that the competitive community have got 6 monthly updates on how to play Grand Tournament games. But for the rest of us, the second reason why I like this book is you don't have to use it. It doesn't invalidate the missions that you find in the main rulebook. You don't have to buy this book to get your points changes like you had to buy in the previous chapter approved updates. And you don't have to play these missions. You can just continue to play Eternal War missions from the main rulebook, should you choose to do so, and start off with your 12 CP for having a 2,000 point list. So they're making a clear distinction between the Grand Tournament games and the Eternal War mission pack. 2 different ways of playing match play. In fact, there are 3 different ways of playing match play. You can buy the Tempest of War mission deck, which I highly recommend you do. This is the best way of playing 40k right now, in my humble opinion. Well, those are 3 different ways of officially playing. If you've got this, you can continue to play with those rules. And if you've got different chapter approved, you can continue playing with those rules as well. But they're making a clear and distinct difference between, if you're going to events and stuff, then you'll probably want this book because it's almost certain that events will be running these books. But if you just like standard match play, you play them from the main rulebook or get the Tempest of War deck. And when you're playing from the main rulebook, you can pick your secondaries from here or just pick them from your codex rather than the updated secondaries that are in that book for that way of playing. Or if you're playing Tempest of War, then the Secondaries come out from the cards every single turn. And of course, there's even more ways of playing Warhammer 40k. You can play open war using the main missions from the main rule deck, or you can buy the open war deck and play more. There's basically more types of missions, more types of open war missions that you can play. And that's why I kind of like it, because Games Workshop are making a clear distinction between tournament play and all the other ways of playing. There's multiple ways of playing open play now. There are multiple ways of playing match play now. There's no right way to play 40k. There's your way. Which way do you want to play? Which way do you prefer playing Warhammer 40k? Do you like open play? Do you play a lot of narrative and crusade? Are you and your teams still playing, you and your friends, still playing the Eternal War mission pack from the main rulebook, keeping it simple without any of the changes? And if you are, just go to warhammercommunity.com and get the updated points. Have you tried out Tempest of War yet? I highly recommend it if you do, if you haven't. And I'm looking forward to Games Workshop at some point releasing more decks, hopefully, more ways of playing open war or more ways of playing Tempest of War. I want to see Tempest of War, the Pariah Nexus, and Tempest of War, the Great Rift Crusade. Different ways of playing Tempest of War would be nice as well, just as there's different ways of playing Match Play Eternal War. There's this way of playing Match Play Eternal War. And then there is in here the Grand Tournament games for playing Grand Tournament games. So I thought I'd make this video because I think it's not spoken about enough. That a lot of people seem to think that this is the way you should play Warhammer 40k. But this isn't the way you should play. This is a way to play Warhammer 40k. Ultimately, play Warhammer your way. Now, personally, because some people will ask, I can't see myself playing much of this, maybe 1 or 2 games, because for me, playing games, be it TIG or Monopoly, I play games to have fun. I can't win every single game I play, but I can try and have fun every single game I play. And that's what I play games for, to have as much fun as I possibly can and trying to help the people who I'm playing with, be it Monopoly or TIG or Scrabble or Risk or this, trying to help the people around me have as much fun as they possibly can. And so here we are, as 9th edition continues to expand and evolve, Games Workshop are making a clearer distinction between grand tournament ways of playing and other ways of playing. With help from the tournament scene, they're making adjustments and trying to balance tournament play as best as they can, and for everyone else, free points changes. So that's a win for tournament players and those interested in tournament play, and a win for everyone else. For everyone else, if you don't want to keep up with grand tournament mission changes, and you don't need to. You can play 40k your way. Get the Tempest of War deck, have fun, throw dice with your friends. If you're new to the hobby, don't worry about stratagems, just play stuff basic from your codex. Don't worry about command points and stratagems if you're new to starting out. Just get a couple of games under your belt first and play it that way. And then play some open war missions, either from the main rulebook or get this deck here. I highly recommend it, but there are many different ways to play Warhammer 40k now, and we can only salute Games Workshop for their effort on this regard, because there wasn't that many when the first book came out, but they're certainly making some changes now, which I like. I have to mention that I got this book through from Games Workshop. Thank you for sending it through for me to review and get my teeth in it, and there's lots of reviews for this online, which will be available from pre-order from today. But what I really want to say was, if you're a casual player, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Get these instead. So hope you found that video useful. Happy wargaming.